Hey there guys, thank you for joining me tonight. My name is Alyssa Thomas from Penguin and Fish, where we make lovely and quirky hand embroidery patterns and kits. And I'm here every weeknight at 8:30 p.m. Central Time, where we relax and craft and we work on a project together and hang out and chit chat. And today we're going to continue the Jacquelynne Steves I Love Home Block of the Month quilt along. We are done with all of the 4 blocks and we started the sashing last night. So I got some sashing little starts here, so we're going to continue on that tonight. We'll be sewing the sashing onto the large blocks, and hopefully we'll have this whole center area done by the end of the night. But I gotta tell you, I'm a little nervous. This is where we break into the big pieces and, you know, we're sewing long seams and everything. We're not just working with our tiny little block anymore. And I don't know, it makes me nervous in this space. I don't know, I have a weird phobia, I think, when the projects get larger. So we'll see how it goes tonight. You guys can help give me some confidence with that, I think. But all right, so we're gonna work on that tonight, and there is still the giveaway going on through Saturday. The end of Saturday will be the cutoff day to sign up. Well, first of all, it's the $25 gift card to Therm-o-Web. They make stuff like the Heat and Bond. Oh, is it the Heat and Bond? Oh, that might not be right. Oh, I don't remember, but they do the papers with the iron-on that you can do for applique, the raw edge applique, and we use a lot here, actually. We didn't use it for this project, but it does get used a lot, and they have a huge selection of products as well. So that's a $25 gift certificate to Therm-o-Web, and to sign up for that, you can like this page, Penguin and Fish page on Facebook, and put in a comment, hashtag I Love Home Quilt. And if you're watching the replay on YouTube, you can just subscribe there and then do in the comment, hashtag I Love Home Quilt. And that will be an entry. And you can enter on any of the videos that I've done this week, and or the replays if you're watching on a replay. And it'll end Saturday night, and I will pick someone on Sunday. So, all right, guys, that is that. And I wanted to just remind you again that on Monday the 18th, so not next week, but the week after, we'll be starting the Tweet House embroidery pattern. And the special thing with this is we're going to be coloring it in with crayons. Oh, thanks, Patricia. I need the cheering on tonight. And we'll be coloring it in with crayons and then stitching it. And through January 1st, it's also going to come with this extra bonus sheet that changed it all to like little wintry icons. So this is actually the one that I'll be doing. I want to make it all just frosty and snowy. So I'm excited about that. We'll be coloring it with crayons, and we'll try out some colored pencils, and we'll just kind of dig into the idea of color tinting in embroidery. I've never done it before, but I think it's going to be super fun. So be sure to check out those links in the project schedule in my post here. There's links to the patterns, both a print version and a digital version. They both come with the free winter pattern. And then also be sure to download the Jacquelynne Steves Block of the Month, the I Love Home Block of the Month patterns. You can sign up on her page for them. They are free, but you have to download them by the end of December. And you can't just save the email. You have to go in the email and click the links and download them all to your computer because they will go away December 31st, I believe. So, all right. Deborah, I am just going to use white muslin for my embroidery, but I think you can really use whatever you like. I'm going to use a cotton weight quilting, though, maybe. We'll stick to cotton. So cotton muslin or quilting weight cotton, that's what we'll do for the embroidery project. So, all right, that is that. I'm going to flip you around and we'll get sewing the sashing. All right, here are all my blocks ready to go, and they are just big. But you know, the nice thing about this quilt, how Jacquelynne designed it, is that I don't have to worry so much about matching things up. Like what we're gonna do next is take some of these sashing pieces and we're gonna sew it along the side. I'm gonna just pop up like here because I think you guys can see it a little bit better. So, all right, first of all, we got these sashing deals done yesterday. So those are, here's the assembly, those are these 3 pieces. I'm going to set those aside. First, we're going to take all these white strips and sew them on to our blocks. Then after that, we'll sew the big strips. Oh, you can see my little unicorn behind me and the little fish museum and circus fellers. All right. Since I'm in a teeny tiny space, I gotta get everything out of my way that I'm not currently using. So we do not need these sashing things for a little bit, so I'm gonna shush them over to the side. And okay, so we need to pair up the correct blocks together. That's assuming you want the same layout as this, and that's kind of what I want to do too. This is the first quilt that you have done sashing. Ooh, and it lined up perfectly. Nice work, Gretchen. That is a little bit of what my phobia is. And that border. So later, let me just show you guys. So later there's a checkered border. Yeah, so that's what I'm worried about lining up perfectly. So that's the real phobia. So all right, I'm gonna match these up according to the pattern. Oop, my little sashing pieces. So this piece is the first one of the second one, and this is the second of the first. All right, it looks like these two go together. I'm just gonna move those for a moment. And these two go together. So this is the right one, this is the left one. I'm gonna do these ones second. So I'm gonna just shush these off to the side. All right, here we go. That's the second one, or the right one. Got some fuzzles hanging out here too. The right one and the, whoop, keep them upright. That'd be a noticeable mistake, I think. All right, so left and right. So this is the top row, are these two. So I suppose first of all, we could sew a strip to the right side of both of them. The right side of both of them, and then this one needs an additional one here. And then we sew them together. So let's give that a try. I think we'll sew this one first. So I just got to keep the diagram in front of me to make sure that I, keep everything in order. So all right, I'm going to just line up a sashing piece to the top. I could, if it gets to the point that I need to start using wonder clips and pins, I will, but I think I'm going to just try and continue doing this without for now, just because it's these long strips. So all right, let's start sewing. So I'm going to sew one onto the right of both of these, then this one needs one on the left as well, and then they go together. This is the left one, and then the right one. All right, got a plan, let's do it. Over to the machine. If you sew them with the block on top, you'll be able to sew through your X's. Oh, you're right, Sue. So, okay. Sue is saying that if I actually sew it this way, whenever I have a meeting like this, if I sew, this is like where we want our nice points. So if I aim for that point right there, where that seam comes together, then I should have a nice point where the point comes right up to the edge. So yeah, you're right. I'll sew from this side. All right. Don't want my stuff slipping around. All right, let's give it a go. And I've cleared off my table here so my fabric can slide along it easily. I've noticed that if I have my cutting board up there, then it doesn't slide at all, hardly. All right, I'm just kind of kitty scratching it in place a little bit, and I think we're good right about there. Oh man, I get nervous with big things like this. So we'll see how it goes. I don't know why. I think it's just maneuverability just becomes more difficult, and I don't know, maybe that freaks me out. All right, so I'm gonna just try and match up that point. I can kind of see it through here. It's right there. So I'm just gonna aim for that point. All right, I think that was pretty good. Let's keep going. I'm gonna just kind of hold the end of the fabric here, so hopefully they both end up in the same spot, the top and the bottom fabric. So far, so good. I'm still just trying to sew slow and steady, so I can focus on straight lines and my 1/4 inch seam allowance. All right, this one looks like I might clip this one a little bit just for the sake of the 1/4 inch seam allowance, that point there. But all right, one last little bit. Just trying to match up the end a little bit better. Okay, so I am going to, while this is still on the machine, let's get out the second piece. All right, I think my strips are hiding underneath my table here. Grab one of these. And same thing, we're gonna sew on the right, but I'll flip it over again because, you know, I wanna try and get those points. And I got another one down here that I'm gonna try and match up. So yeah, I can see those points by flipping it to the back again. There, like right here. This is kind of what I'm talking about, where it crosses over in the seam. If I hit it right on that point, then I should have really good, nice points without clipping them off or having fabric spaced in the middle there. All right, I'm just lining up this first part to get it going in the machine. All right, I think we're good. All right, that's in. I'm actually, you know, I'm gonna snip this other one off right away because it's gonna hang off the edge real soon here, but let's just peek at it. Oh, there, see, so that's that first point. That's not too shabby, so that's coming right up, and that's because we could see it when we sewed through it a little bit there. And down here, oh, not too bad, just a little ways away. While I'm here, I might as well snip this guy off. All right, I'm gonna throw him to the side, and let's finish up this strip. And then that strip, the first one the first block that I just took off, that one needs a strip on the left side as well, and then we sew these together. All right, so I'm aiming for that point in there again. Help it through a little. All right. Then down the side again, I'm gonna roll this up a little bit. So I'm just matching up my fabric edge again a little bit here. All right, there we go. I think we're really gonna start seeing this come together tonight. I'm excited. I mean, like, technically, if you didn't want to do all the borders and everything, you know, you'd be done at this point for the top with all the sashing. All your blocks would be together. And I think actually a lot of people have done that. Didn't do all the borders, just went about this far with it. Or maybe just put a little border on. But we're gonna do the whole thing. All right, so now, this one, this is our first one again. This gets a strip on the other side as well. So let's get another strip out, another sashing strip. And, oh, let's flip it around again because we'll aim for those points. I'm liking the borders too, Gretchen, and I know like that checkerboard stuff, the checkerboard part of the pattern, Like, I know that's something I'm freaked out about because I just did such a horrible job at it years ago when I tried a border like that. I mean, I know what I did wrong for sure. So in theory, my phobia is unwarranted, but you know, it's there still. So I definitely want to do the border to just get over it, you know. I'll either get over it or it will prove itself correct that I can't do a checkerboard border like that. But I'm hoping that's not the case. I'm hoping I've improved since then. All right, so the point's about right there. All right, and I'm going to go ahead and snip this again right now, just because it's big and bulky, and I gotta, yeah, we shall overcome. It's big and bulky, and I gotta be aware of the bulkiness of everything. So, all right, so we got this edge on. Let's see how we did here. Oop, that is looking good, that point. And then this point down here isn't too shabby either. Great. All right, so this is the one that will go on the right. So it still doesn't have an edge here. That will happen when we sew it all together. So once this one's done, then we can sew our first big, it'll be the first, the top row together, basically. And then we'll do this whole process again for the bottom row. Yes, exactly, Deborah. I've learned a lot in, you know, the last couple of years. So in theory, that border, that checkerboard border should be no problem, but you know, who knows? The idea that I totally messed it up the first time is still there, but I'm tackling it. I gotta get over that. Ooh, I'm not sure I'm doing my 1/4 inch very well. All right, I'm just gonna try and hit that point again a little bit. You kind of gotta, you know, do you hit the point or do you do your scant 1/4 inch? You kind of gotta just judge that. By the way, Fish Museum and Circus is gonna have another sale. I know, no pooping unicorns. I saw that too, Gretchen. Oh gosh, they are so cute. So my little dudes, what we're talking about is my little fellers here. The designer for this, it's by Fish Museum and Circus on Etsy. She's doing another sale real soon. And if you're on your newsletter, that's how she announces her sales. And they're gone within seconds. Like there were 4 unicorns available last time, and they were gone before I could click all the buttons. So, boo! I missed out last time. All right, so here, ooh, let's check our corners again. What, did I sew the middle? No, I sewed this side. All right, so a little bit over that one, but not too bad. Ooh, and a little bit over this one too, but that's okay. I was going for that scant 1/4 inch too. You improved in embroidery from block 1 to block 4. Oh, that is awesome. All right, so now we're gonna sew the other block to here, but I wanna just double check the arrangement again. Yep, this is the left one and this is the right one. Let's make sure the houses are both upright, and they are. Okay. So now we're sewing the whole deal together now. The whole top row. So let's match that up. And again, same thing, we're gonna try and hit those little corners, those little points, I mean. All right, let me just make sure my fabric's matched up still. Yep, all right, I'm gonna aim for that point. All right, I think we got it. Oh, I'm gonna fold this up again. The square border, just make sure you sew good. I know, it's all about that scant 1/4 inch seam allowance for that checkerboard border. So, I don't know, I'm trying to do the good scant 1/4 inch here. for practice. So far, everything has been lining up pretty decently, so that's making me feel like it might all work out. Thanks, Patricia. All right, I am just trying to manipulate the fabric a little so I can get the edges together again, and I think we're good. I kind of go like section by section, make sure everything's lined up. Since I didn't clip it together or anything, I'm just sewing without pins or wonder clips. So I'm kind of using, you know, my hands as holding different areas together. All right, I'm gonna kind of aim. Ooh, it's kind of, these ones look like they didn't line up the first time, so I'm gonna try and have it. So I'll probably clip one of these points, and then the other one will be have a gap. But all right, here is the top row. Let's snip it and take a look at it. All right, I want to see my little points first. Oh yeah, see one's good and the other one is clipped a little bit because I didn't line those up originally. But I think everything's looking pretty good. All right, so I think we press towards the sashing. I'm gonna flip you guys around though so you can see what this looks like. Hello. Oh, you saw my hand embroidery kits in Australia. Oh, that is awesome. That is so cool, Antoinette. Oh man, it's always neat that they travel out and about. All right, guys, I just wanted to show you this so far. So, I mean, we're in large world now. So here we are. Top row is good. So, all right, I'm gonna press this guy, and then we will work on the second row. All right, over to here. Oh, that is awesome, Antoinette. All right, it says press seam allowances towards the sashing. And I think we're pressing towards the sashing just because it's, you know, it's where the bulk wants to go. Because there's so many seams on these blocks that it's easier to press towards the seam allowance. Ooh, see, this is where things start getting tricky in my little dining room here. Pressing and having enough room on the iron and everything. We'll do this side first. And then I think I'll flip the whole thing around. I think that'll be easier. All right, then we will set this aside and we'll do the same thing for the other row. And I've decided I just need to be patient with the top of with this quilt top, because you know in my head I'm like, oh, I'll get the whole sashing will be all done today, and you know maybe we'll even start the borders tonight. But you know what? You just gotta take time with the pressing, and you know I gotta deal with that everything's bigger and bulkier now. So I'm just letting myself feel okay with going with however long it takes today and going with the process, not trying to control it like I usually do. So, all right, there we go. Nice sashing. So now it's fun. We're starting to see these little kind of diamonds are starting to pop out here with the blue, so that's kind of fun, getting some of these effects in. Yay, it's starting to see it together. All right, I'm folding this guy up. He needs to get out of our way for the time being. Actually though, you know what I could do since I have this here? I'm going a little against instructions though, but I have this one out and ready to go. I could just sew the two sashings onto it, the long ones right away, and then sew the bottom two together, and then just throw the last sashing on. You know what? I think I'm going to do that just because it's gonna make me happy. It'll feel like we're moving things along. So, all right, I'm gonna just lean over here, sorry guys, and grab the sashings, the ones that we put together. So 2 are the same, and 1 is different, and the one that's different has to go in the middle. So, all right, these 2 are the same. This is the different one. So this one I'm gonna throw completely away over here so I don't touch it. Then this is the second one. I'm gonna put that underneath me so I don't touch that one. This is the top one. So we're gonna put the right sides together. Be a rebel. And like, this is not gonna affect anything instruction-wise, so I think, yeah, why not? So, all right, now I'm gonna flip this around and we'll do the same thing. I wanna match up all, oops, sorry guys. I wanna match up all my corner points, again, the best I can. And I'm also gonna pay real close attention about where these blocks, these like cornerstone blocks in the sashing, meet up with the sashing edges here that we just sewed on. I really wanna do that nesting of the seam so I have those perfect points there. So I'm really gonna focus on that, and you know, when I get to the next one, I'll focus on it there. And then while I'm just sewing straight, I'm gonna focus on all the corner, or the little triangle points there. So that is the plan. Let's go down here. And again, clipping this, you know, go ahead and clip and pin and all that. I am just totally, I don't know why I'm not pinning. I just like the idea of going bit by bit, and I don't know what I'm doing. But yeah, when I don't have to pin or clip, I won't. And if things are a little not perfect because of it, I don't care. It's just, I mean, and maybe it takes me a little bit longer, but then at the same time, I'm skipping the step of having to clip and pin and stuff. So, all right, we'll see how this goes. So I matched up, I got that nested there. I want to get the needle right in there, holding that seam together, and then once that's down, I'm going to go to the next piece. Ooh, I'm at the point where I got to start folding this stuff in my lap, and wow, okay. Now I'm feeling like a quilter with the big quilt dangling over their shoulder and stuff. We're getting there. Having to deal with bulk and the weight of bulk and gravity, wanting to pull it to the floor. All right, I would like my little dude here, my stiletto, to help me out though again. All right, so technically I'm aiming for this point, but it's a little too scant. So I'm gonna just kind of go on the inner edge of it a little bit. All right, now I'm gonna match up the next bit. I'm kind of holding down here where these next 2 things will go together in case I need to like ease it a little bit along the way, but I think we're good. So now we just got this nice straightaway. Checking on things, getting them lined up again. All right, so next up we're gonna aim for that point again. Hold on here. All right, here we go. All right, we're through that point. Now I'm gonna go to the next bit. I'm gonna actually turn you guys down just a hair. There, so now we're approaching that next cornerstone here. So this is where I'm going to match those seams, like I'm gonna nest those seams together again there, because that's where we want those nice corner points. And if they're a little off, oh well. So I'm gonna hold that one in place. You can actually feel the seams butt up against each other. And I'm gonna just take my stiletto and kind of use it as a pin right there. All right, and we'll sew up to that. Ooh, wow, we are dealing with bulk here though now. Gotta move this fabric with the rest of it. All right, I just wanna make sure we're still together here. All right. All right, we're through that point. Now we gotta get this other side of that little square. Same deal. We gotta butt up those seams. Oh, those feel good. I can feel those butted up against each other. All right, keep going through there. All right, we're through the seam there. Now I can worry about from here to the end. So we're halfway through this bit. All right, aiming for this corner again where the seams cross. This does do this fold over thing here, which I'm not wild about this presser foot, but other than that, it's working okay. Okay, lining up the seams again. Ooh, my nails kind of match this fabric a little bit. All right, I'm gonna grab a hold of the end here. And again, these need to be butted up against each other, and I might need to ease it a little bit because I think I have more fabric on the top than the bottom, so I'm just gonna pull on it a little bit while I sew, but I still want to keep those ends together. There we go. Hitting that point. All right, I'm gonna get these seams together again now that I'm on a flat surface. All right, I think that'll do. Seams aren't quite lined up there. All right, I don't quite know how that last bit went, but we get to find out right now. All right, let's snip that and let's take a look at what we got here. Okay. So this is the last part I did. So I didn't end quite at the same spot, but actually that corner doesn't look that bad. Point looks good. Ooh, that point looks very good. All right, so here we're not perfectly lined up, but you know, visually I think no one's gonna notice that looking at it. And you know, that first one looks pretty good right there. So that's from the nesting the seams together, having those good points. All right, so that is the top little sashing bit. So now we got these cute little corners here. They're gonna be like little floating corners, I think, because it's gonna be surrounded by more white. And I think that'll be really pretty. All right, let's see. Next up, oh, I wanted to do the same thing for the middle row here. And that's this piece that I got hiding underneath here. Okay, so same deal. Except for let's flip it around this way. Oops, sorry, I hit you guys. Got to deal with all the bulk of this again. Let's fold it over a little bit there and we'll get it on my lap here. All right, so again, let's butt these up at the beginning. Try and get these ends lined up. They're not turning out perfect though, but oh well. Let's try and line this up a little bit better. I will press will press it after I'm done here. So I'm just getting both the top and bottom of these big sashings on, and then I'll give it a press. All right, well, those don't match up perfectly, but we're gonna make it work. All right, that was the first nested seam. Now we can just line up our edges again. All right, here we go. I'm gonna try and hit that point. All right, not too bad. Line things up again. Oh, no problem, Bonnie. I kind of just sew until where this hand is holding, and then I just kind of readjust and go from there. So it might not be the most efficient way to do this, but it does allow me to not use pins. Pins or wonder clips, and I don't know, to me that's satisfying. All right, I'm gonna aim for that crossing point again, and now I'm gonna readjust again. Ooh, we are to that center, the center cornerstone. Cornerstones, that's what the squares are when you have two blocks next to each other with sashing, and the sashing is cut up with a little square. Those little squares are called cornerstones. So this is that center cornerstone. I'm just butting up those seams again, nesting those seams. Ooh, I kind of let this get away from me, this seam. Maybe I do need to start pinning this big stuff, but yeah, I really don't want to. All right, I'm gonna nest that second seam. All right, that feels pretty good. Maybe I'll get this guy out again. All right, we're through that seam, and now let's line up for the rest of this guy. I'm just gonna go to the next point. The next point of interest here, which is where this crossover happens. Go through that point, and I'll just double check everything again. So I think we'll do the bottom row like how we did the top row here, and then I will sew the last strip, the last one of these long sashing strips that we made yesterday. I'll sew that to that second row, and then I'll sew it all together, versus sewing the second row to the mass of this and then having to sew that little skinny sashing strip to the whole giant piece. We'll sew that on first before the big giant piece together. All right, I'm gonna match up my sashing strip at the end here again, the nested seam. Ooh, I had a vision of that our bobbin was empty, so I don't know. Hopefully that doesn't happen soon. Okay. Snip. There we go. Yay, we got a big mass of stuff together now. We got the cute little sashing bits on here. Here, I'll tilt you to the side again, then we can kind of see it a little bit better, and I'll press it as well. But there we go. So now we got the little cornerstone on the top and the bottom here. Flip that around. There we go. Cute. Let's see how we did. Oh, those points look pretty good. Ooh, corners look good. Yeah, we're gonna press these now, and I believe these are still. Ooh, wow, that one looks snazzy. That one's good. And we still press towards the seam allowance towards the sashing. Now that one's a little bit off, but oh well. Okay, so we'll press this and then we will work on that second row, and we're just looking at the clock and I don't know if we'll get all of this top done tonight, but it would be nice. I mean, we won't get the whole top, but I mean just this next part with the getting all the blocks together. It might take us another time. But I'm going to be patient. I don't even have room to do this pressing, really. I suppose this works. Just keep rolling it up. And we got to do the other side yet. I'd like to press it from the front too, but maybe I just won't bother with that till we're all done. I can't wait to lay it out on the floor so I can get a sense of the whole thing so far. All right, so that's the top. Oh, I'm loving the colors. They're like vintagey, but still kind of newish, I feel like. And I don't know, just tranquil looking. I don't know, I'm digging these fabrics together, and man, they were wacky fabrics to pick, so I'm really happy about that. All right, let's press this side. It's like a weird vintage, but not vintage, patchworky thing going on. All right, flip that over. Let's get a runway going here. Oh, I love this little cornerstone right in the middle here. This guy, he's gonna be cute. Oh, thanks, Robin. Wow, but yeah, man, working with these big blocks. But you know, if you're doing a quilt, eventually it gets this big, right? It's just so bulky. We've been working with I mean, I thought those 18-inch blocks when we were doing these borders were big, you know what I mean? Ooh, yeah, like a little boho-y. Yeah, that's totally, it is kind of like that, isn't it? I think that's a good description. Yeah, the colors turned out a whole lot richer feeling, like rich and more juicy and rich and tranquil than I thought it was going to be. So I'm pretty happy about that. So there we go. It's starting to come together. Yay! All right. So I am going to, now we need room again, so I'm going to fold this guy up and put him on the other edge of the table here, and then we will get sashing on the second block. So, all right, get that guy out of here, get these guys back up. So let's double check what order they go in. Again, I think I put the left one on the top and the right one on the bottom. Oh man, look at that one. I still like that one. This is number 4. We just finished this one. Okay, left, right. Okay, great. All right, we need to get the sashing on all of them, so I think I'll start by putting the right ones on again. I'm gonna do the left one first because I can do that one, and then this one and take this one off, and then do the second strip. So that's why I'm choosing it in that order. All right, I should have 3 pieces left here. Yep, and I do, good. All right, so this time we have a whole pile of points going down the edge that we gotta be paying attention to. So that is the plan. All right, so same deal, I'm gonna flip it over. Oh, you're thinking of getting a laminator to preserve the instructions. That's a great idea for patterns that you want to keep for sure. Yeah, I keep all mine in a binder, several binders actually. I got to organize that, but I keep patterns in binders, and then with plastic sleeves, put them all in plastic sleeves. And then if I have loose pieces and stuff, then they can all go in the sleeve as well. Like with the unicorn, for example, we had to cut out all those pieces. Ooh, wow, this feels like nothing now, going back to this 18-inch piece, compare the 18-inch block compared to sewing those big long strips. All right, I want my little, my stiletto. The stiletto's like another tiny pointy finger that can get right in there. Oop, I almost twisted this fabric underneath. So I'm just going point by point again. All right, next up. Once I can start holding the ends together, I start doing that just to, if one feels like it needs to stretch a little bit more than the other, the top versus the bottom fabric, then I can start controlling that. Is the hook on your foot not the 1/4 inch mark if you want to turn the corner? Yeah, I believe that is what the case is. Like where this bends up, I think that is the 1/4 inch, a 1/4 inch mark. For turning a corner. Although I have not done that with this yet. All right, I think this point I might need a little bit. Oh, nope, it got in there. I was thinking I might need the stiletto to help that one through, but we made it. Okay, so that's the first one again, and now we need to do it on the second one here. I didn't square my blocks either, and your sashes went on great. Okay, good. That's what I'm doing, Gretchen too. I hate doing all that stuff, like squaring it and all that. I kind of try and avoid that, but you know, then I sometimes end up with wonky quilts that aren't perfectly square. I suppose one day I should try and make a perfectly square quilt doing everything just right. I know I did that for one of the Splendid sampler blocks, the checkerboard one. Every unit I re-squared and I remeasured, and you know what? It was effective. It was a more square and a more accurate block for sure, but I don't know. Do I really need my blocks that perfect? That's the question, right? I mean, sometimes you do when they're really intricate and you need everything to line up. All right, let's peek at this one. This is block number 4 with all those points. All right, there's our first little area. So these points didn't line up to begin with, so they're not going to be perfect. But they are decent enough, that's for sure. All right, snip that guy already. All right, put that to the side, and we will finish up this guy. And I think we are going to get to the point where we just sew this together. So I don't think we're going to get the top together, the whole thing together tonight. But I'm really happy we got some of those sashings, those long sashing pieces sewn on. I'm excited for those. I think we'll get this top piece together. I don't know, we'll see. We got like 10 minutes or so yet here. Might be able to do stuff in 10 minutes. So this is great. It's just a checkerboard pattern here, so I don't have any points to match up. I can just cruise right through this part. I can feel the ends now of the fabric, so I'm gonna match those up and continue down the row here. I think these are pressed open. All right, here's our last little point that we want to hit. Ooh, I think we did a good job there. And this sashing is measuring up real well. I didn't have to stretch it or pull on it at all. That'd be cool, Patricia. All right, let's see. So that is, oh, I forget which is the left and right. Oh, this one's the right one. Oh, you know what? I snipped that off Oh well, I was going to continue sewing this one on it right away, but oh well. We will just start it up again. Yeah, this is the left one. So this gets the second strip here. All right, so this is another one where we got to hit all those points, and then we just sew this one to the other block in the top row. Oh, nope, this is the bottom row. The bottom row will be ready. Ooh, maybe we'll have time to get that last sashing strip on. At least the sashing strip, if we do get that on, the big long one, it won't be sitting around anymore. Less little pieces that I can lose. All right, we got that started, so let's get situated a little bit better. All this bulk. And, ooh, I'm gonna have, like, so much trouble with when we work on the big, charming chevrons quilt, when I gotta do a whole bunch of stuff here, and, like, I am not a master of the bulk, for sure, yet. I mean, this is just an 18-inch block, and I'm already having, I can feel the heaviness of the block just hanging there. Gravity. All right, let's get these ends together. All right, I think we're lined up. All right, here's another point. And there's one more point right here. Okay. So now we sew this one to the other one. Boop. Okay, suppose we could check it too. So here's what we just sewed. Ooh, that one's looking not too shabby. Ooh, that's a good point. Yay, they're getting better. Oh, and then that one's pretty far away, but oh well. All right, so we got that block. Now we need to get this one matched up here. Then this bottom row will be sewn together. Oh man, 3 seams. Maybe we should just try and get the top together still. I don't know. You guys want to hang out a few more minutes? It's so sad always to leave one little part hanging. But really it's just this seam, then the one seam, it's a long seam, but the long seam to sew the big sashing on to the bottom of this one, and then we're just sewing the whole top piece to this whole bottom piece. Go for it. All right, man, it's just like, when you know that there's only 2 seams left, it's just like, ugh, can I really stop now? I want to hold it up and see what it looks like. It'll look like a real quilt all of a sudden, I think. Even though we are putting more borders on. Oops, this one's open. All right, match up this little, oop, this one goes this way. I'm trying to fold the points the way that the seam was actually pressed to begin with. Okay. All right, well, we got that row together. So this is the bottom row. Oh, we got to press this, though, first. So, see, I know, but, now I'm like, oh, wait, yeah, there's pressing and all that, but we'll do it. So we press towards the sashing. We'll just sit with all the steps and it'll be okay. press this side and the center areas. And I think we can still sew those two together tonight. And I'll flip this over again to get the other angle of pressing. Only a couple seams to press. Man, it's feeling like we're getting towards the end of this project. It's kind of crazy. It feels weird. I mean, we're not going to completely finish it because we'll come back and sandwich and quilt it together and put the binding on. We'll do all that later once we've had some quilting practice on the Chevrons quilt. So technically we won't be completely done, but we'll have a quilt top done soon. And we'll come back to at some point and finish up. It's kind of sad though, having a quilt top done and not the whole thing. All right, so here is the bottom row. Ooh, I like that number 4. I think that's my favorite one. It was a little weird how I turned some of these green things. Like I think really this column probably should have been over here and this one over here, but I think it's fine. And then to here. All right, so let's grab, this is the bottom strip. That bottom long strip, and let's start sewing this on, then we'll get the two together. So 2 seams and then pressing, and then we'll be done. Get to the end here. All right, this is where we got to worry about nesting our seams again, like that. Ooh, let's fold up the bulk again. That's dangling down a little bit more than I'd like. Redo our seams. Our heater's kind of loud. That's what that rattle is every time it goes on and off. I don't know if you guys can hear that, but we have a little rattle to our heater in the kitchen here. And it's like -degrees outside, so it's the heater time of year again. All right, let's go to the next bit. I would prefer that I sew with the sashing strip on top because it's less heavy. It's easier to move, to adjust it so the seams are together, but there is a good point to this being on top because I can match up all these points, and I can't do that with the seam, with the sashing being on top. Oh, you put a pin absolutely where you must line up? That's a good idea. Yeah, I'm just kind of aiming right for where that goes together. And then I'm just kind of stopping and adjusting. All right, we're getting to that center cornerstone. We're coming up to that. We got one more of these little triangle points to go through. All right, now we'll line up again this corner point, getting those nested seams and holding them there. So last double check before I sew over it. All right, now let's get the other side of that cornerstone matched up. Ooh, this one feels like it might not be just right, but oh well. All right, now to the end. That is the halfway point. Oops. Got a little funny there. Yep, this guy's popping up on me. All right, I'm just holding the ends of the fabrics together again while I do the rest of this. All right, here's our last point that we need to make. Oop, but let's flip it this way just because that's how the seam is pressed. Alrighty. Oh, whoops. I totally forgot to nest those seams. All right, this might be the worst ever, this point right here, because I totally blanked on nesting the seams. Oh wow, they're even folded different directions. Well, we'll see what it looks like. I could pull it out and do it again, but not shabby at all. But look, I did not nest those seams. But okay, turned out just fine. All right, I think our corners are looking good. Yeah, here's where that center point is. Okay, so let's snip this. Now we can sew all of our pieces together. Okay, so this is the bottom row. I think I'm gonna actually put that on the top. So let's see, let's try and layer this thing. All right, here's the top piece. This is what we already sewed earlier. Okay, I'm gonna just lay that down right here. Just gotta make sure that the houses are all pointed the same way, and I think we're good. Right sides together. Oh my God, it's huge pieces of fabric now. Oh, did I not? Oh yeah, I pressed this. It just kind of feels like I didn't. Okay, let's double check these houses. Yep, right side up, right side up. We're good. All right, let's fold some of this bulk up. Oh, thanks, Patricia. Yeah, we're getting it done. So this is the last seam right here of the center area. We're gonna have a quilt looking deal. I'm excited. So I should still press them, but maybe I'll just show, well, yeah, might as well. We'll just press it. It's 2 seams that need to be pressed, that's it. We can deal with that. I'd rather that be done. All right. All right, to that first point that we're matching up, now we'll line up the rest. Shush this bulk out of the way a little bit. Yeah, I'm gonna need a bulk strategy for when this gets larger and larger. Luckily this table, it does slide really well, but I don't know. I think I need all this bulk in front of me to lay somehow. Or you know what? Maybe this is where we get one of the grippets out to help us along. Oop, let's get that tucked under. That'll help me move this bulk over here. Oh, Felicia, hello! Thanks for joining. We are sewing the last bit, well, the last bit of this sashing on and the piece together. Here, let's get there. This just helps me push it along. It's kind of like having the rubber gloves on, these grippets, but without wearing the gloves. I do not do well with gloves, but yeah, there's still a lot of bulk down here. I think we'll just stay using my arm to help me move things up. Just shove it up there, yeah. I just kind of need it there to lean on, I think. There we go. All right, let's see. We are approaching our center area here. So this is where we got to match up the seams, or yeah, where we nest the seams. And now the second seam to nest. Ooh, that one might not nest very well. I think this sashing may be a little smaller than the other side. Ooh, and now we're kind of off here too. We'll get it. This will be good practice for when this quilt gets larger and larger and larger. Oh, I didn't sew the bottom together. Okay, no. I thought maybe some of the bulk of the underside got sewn underneath, but I think we're good still. I hope that didn't happen. Otherwise, we'll seam rip it tomorrow and call it a night. Probably tonight, but I think we're good. Have you ever done that before where a loose piece, like a corner gets sewn completely in or something like that gets hid underneath? I've done that once or twice. All right, I'm matching up the ends because we are close to the end. You have, Gretchen? Yeah, it's not pleasant because, man, it's always like when you've sewn a big long seam and you're like, yes, that was awesome, and then it's like, no, that corner. I sewed in the corner. All right, I'm butting up that last seam. Nesting that last seam. All right, and the last little bit here. We're gonna have a top. Not a full top. I keep forgetting we still gotta do the borders, but still. It's a large piece of fabric here. Okay, I'm going to tilt you guys to the side here and we will press it, but let's sneak a peek at it. Ah, it's getting big. Are all the houses upright? That should be question number one, right? Yes, it's looking good. So look, now we got this cool blue square happening in the middle. Oh, that's not too horrible. All right, let's, I just want to press it quick. We only have to do those 2 seams, and then I'll flip you guys around, and we will take a look at it where we can see most of it at the same time. Oop, geez, don't want that guy in the way, though. So this middle seam and that bottom seam we need to press, but all the other ones have been pressed already. Just gonna scooch it up. And again, we'll give a really good press to this whole thing when we're done. Or when, you know, if there's a reason for things to line up later. But I think we're gonna be fine. Ah, thanks, Patricia. Thanks, Christine. Okay, I think I gotta roll it up one more time, and then we got the bottom. All right. Let's unroll it. Oh, we actually got to flip it this way, which is good. It'll be easier because we're pressing towards the sashing. There we go. Yay! So tomorrow, the next step, I looked ahead, the next step is putting the larger white borders on, which is going to make it look like these little guys are floating. So that shouldn't be too difficult. It'll just be long seams to deal with. But then after that, those four borders go on, then that's when we start to deal with the checkerboard border. So I think we will start checkerboarding tomorrow. I don't think we'll finish because we do have those white borders to do. But dang, that's getting close to done. I think we're gonna get the quilt top done before the 18th. So we might actually have a little day of getting other projects done. I haven't had one of those in a while. Now's a good time to remove the marking pens. I think I'm gonna still kind of wait till the whole thing's done. Or maybe tomorrow, like if we have, well, you know what, we do have, like I said, we're gonna probably have time left over before the 18th, before our next project starts, because we're gonna get this, I think, sewn by then. So we'll take the water off on one of those days, the water-soluble ink on one of those days. Okay, I have it here. So I am gonna flip you guys around and we'll take a look at what we got. All right, so here we are. Let me just stand up again and throw this to the ground. I don't know if I can get back far enough for you guys to see. All right, there we are, and we'll just go up. So I think that's as far as I can reach. It's coming together. I love the white, though, is so pretty. The white just really frames the blocks, don't they? I mean, I feel like my blocks kind of all blended together, but now they look like their own separate entities with that white frame. So I'm really happy about that. I want to see the bottom. Yay! All right. I'm so happy with it. So I will get this, I'm going to take a photo of this. I'll lay it on the ground and take a photo of it tonight so you guys can see it. But yeah, borders, more borders tomorrow, and we'll finish it up, I think, early next week. Yay! Okay, I'm stoked. And thanks so much for bearing with me while I finish it up tonight here, guys. I feel so much better now that it's all together and I don't have pieces hanging out. So yay! Thank you guys so much again. And I will get this up on YouTube as well at Penguin and Fish Movies. Be sure to sign up for the giveaway and be sure to check out the embroidery pattern if you want to grab one before we start coloring those in as well. And awesome, guys. I will let you go for the evening. Thanks again. You're the best. Good night.